Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Ashley Rose and this is your weekly tarot reading for December 27th to January 2nd. Happy New Year. This reading will be very similar to last week's where I pull 7 cards, one for each day of the week. What will be a little bit different is instead of pulling some cards for our love life, we're going to pull an oracle card, and of course we're going to leave with an affirmation. So just give me a second while I get everything set up. Happy winter solstice. How was that last week for us? And how if we celebrated Christmas? How was our Christmas? Happy Kwanzaa for those who celebrate Kwanzaa. I know that's going on this week. But I hope you guys had a great time. As you know, like last week, what was pulled, we had Judgment pulled for Wednesday and just answering the call to the questions that we've been asking the universe, right? And so that was I feel like a big pivotal moment for a lot of us last week in understanding that, or allowing those messages to be received and opening ourselves up to, what could be, or, what we can do with our creative energy was big. It was big. Wow, there's a lot of energy. I'm honestly having really fun, doing videos like this with you guys, just kind of changing it up, getting something different going. I don't know, it's fun. I love reading the cards. I love making videos for you, sort of, all the things together. I'm just pulling the calendar up so I can see which days these refer to. Friday, wow, I love that. Whew. Okay, so last week came with a lot of messages, a lot for us to be doing, a lot of inspiration and a lot of action, right? There was the Knight of Swords, that popped up last week, as well as the Devil, and then we moved into the Queen of Wands and the Empress, and just really getting in touch with the energy that creates life, the energy that creates worlds, the energy that creates our dreams and, ultimately our passions, and our, allows our desires to come to life. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, this is just like, we are in such a pivotal time, one filled with so many transformations and literally just like a pivot into a new reality, a new life, a whole new way of living. And so literally anything I'm pulling in my own readings, in others' readings, in readings I'm doing with clients, it has just been so amazing to me to see this energy work in everywhere in lives, I guess. But to just see it work and play out, because there's some big things happening, and it's like we literally just can't even deny that anymore. And it's just, I'm a nerd about it, so I love nerding out about energy. Energy is cool. We're going to start the beginning of the week kind of feeling, with these new things that we're building, kind of feeling a little protective over our ground and our space and what we're doing with our environment. We're going to feel the need to kind of, hold our boundaries and stick true to who we are, because there might be, other people, society, our friends, our family. We just had a great holiday with them, but even though let me get my words together, but we are still branching off and doing things that others have not done before. So there's still going to be their doubts, their worries that are kind of coming in to our space. And it's our job at the beginning of the week to kind of set that boundary and say, no, I am safe, I am secure, I know what I'm doing, I trust in what I'm doing, and I'm going to keep doing it this way and just see what happens. And I just want to play with life a little bit. Because Monday we have the 7 of Wands, and that's what the 7 of Wands is about. It's about sticking your ground. It's like he's out on this little island that he's made for himself. We've made ourselves an island with our dreams and everything that we're working towards right now, and he's defending it. He is, blocking all these, old beliefs, negative thoughts, people's, expectations of us, and he has his passion, his desire in his hand, and that's what he's using to fight off all that stuff. So yes, people in our life could be doing this, but it could also be the old behaviors and the old habits that we have that we're working through that arise or that we have to stick our boundaries on, right? So maybe that's before we used to like to kind of just sit and watch Netflix and not, put in maybe the bare minimum towards our goals and what we're doing and just doing a little bit because everybody else just does a little bit. And now we're not going to do that. We're going to honor ourselves. We're going to commit to ourselves. We're going to commit to our purpose. We're going to commit to our path. And we're going to use this energy and this enthusiasm that's in the air right now that the universe wants us to tap into. And we're going to apply it to what we're doing, what we're building. And we're going to stand solid on that ground because we're using our mind in a way that's creative and it's a way that's proactive to help us with our plan, help us through our problems. It's like having the problem of like, I don't have enough money, and then worrying and stressing about it, and that just creates more worry, more stress, right? More negative energy that's being built up. And instead of doing the worry and the stress, we're going to put our pen to paper. We're going to come up with ideas on how we can maybe build more money, how we could save money, how we can cultivate more money coming in, flowing to us, flowing through us, so that we don't feel like we have to constantly defend ourselves from this issue. You see? Because ultimately these issues that are popping up today, when I see wands, I think of burdens sometimes too, but ultimately these burdens that are popping up today, they're popping up so they can almost be like brought to our attention like one more final time, because the full moon really did bring it communicated a lot of these things to us, a lot of these shadows that were brought up. And then with the winter solstice last week being the longest night of the year, it really dug up that shadow side, that shadow, in all of us that we don't really like to look at sometimes, but we can find the best nuggets of growth, of inspiration, of understanding when we surrender to what it's trying to show us. And then Tuesday, we're met with death. And I love how death is actually moving towards these things, because it is like, we're defending and death comes to kind of help plow you through. And this little soldier here, this little skeleton soldier, is going to pick you up and put you on his horse and bring you forward. Because there's so many new beginnings that are unraveling for us, but it comes from releasing attachment and releasing these old behaviors, these old things. It's okay, because we are new people now than we were when we had these behaviors. And there's like this confusion that we are still those people, but we have new behaviors, new habits, new thoughts that are trying to, bring themselves to the front of our mind or wherever, and they're having a hard time. And I love that death comes, because death is coming, from the universe to help us get things out. Death isn't like, dying. It's releasing, it's surrender, it's letting go of what doesn't serve, doesn't work, isn't here to promote your growth, and allowing that to just be what it is. We are in a new space, a new time, and old ways and old times just aren't here and now. It's about being present. We are working towards being present in our lives and present in the things that we're doing. Being busy, having a million things to do, a long to-do list isn't something that we're striving for anymore. And it's helping us cut back and rebirth into what we've been talking about past couple months, is this authentic version of yourself. And everybody's going to be different, but it's really rebirthing and getting in touch with the ideas that make you feel alive, that make you want to get up and do what you want to do every day, He is on a white horse, and just like this rose is white, and that's just like, that's clarity, that's purity, or the pure, being pure and, tapped into, again, your authenticity, and just, your energy. Then the skeleton is in like this black armor, and that's symbolizing like we are protected through this. So it's going to feel scary. It's going to feel a little, but there's purpose behind it, and you're protected through it. So remember that where you are right now in this transition process, you are protected through it. And it's time for us to break that distrust we have in ourselves and our decisions and our paths and our choices, and, really commit to them, because we have the Ace of Pentacles coming on Wednesday, because we have new things coming. And it's just, I love that, just how everything is getting cleared out. The universe is like, dun, 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 here you are. And it really is that simple, and it's really that easy, where it's like, as soon as you clear one thing, you can have what you want, because this is no longer for you. So why are you keeping your focus and your intention on it when abundance is coming, when finances are coming, when good relationships and good health is here, it's on the horizon. This is a new beginning. This is a new focus. This is a new understanding of your energy and where you're going to put it, the power you have when you harness your energy and you use it somewhere where you feel excited about and your desires lie. It's no longer easy example. It's no longer like, not everybody's going to quit their jobs. And I'm not saying go quit your job, but it's like no longer working in a job that doesn't satisfy you just because it pays the bills. It is finding a job or putting yourself in a space that makes you excited and also pays your bills, right? And it's that abundance and that cultivation of both of those things that really grow and make something stand strong, that brings the stability, that brings this confidence to what you're doing, because you're now honoring yourself and you're honoring your power, you're honoring your talents and what you came here to do. And it's happening in such a more balanced way than it was before, because now these things are out of play. And when we can do that and we can balance, Thursday comes and we are the star. Come on. I love that, because as I said, balancing. The star is about being balanced. It's about being in harmony. It's hope. It's faith. It is trust in what we're doing, in who we are as this being. She's standing here. I always like to say this card is naked and afraid. But like, she's actually not afraid. But just naked, I want to say like naked and trusting that she can be authentically her and still be safe in her environments or in her life or what she's doing, in her passions. She's feeding herself spiritually here with dumping the water or dumping the cup into the water, and then physically with dumping this cup onto the earth. And you're allowing both of your sides to be nourished, and you're allowing both of you to be replenished, and you're working with yourself in harmony instead of disconnect and arguing with yourself and beating up on yourself and really beating up on yourself for not being where you want to be. But we're getting there, right? The star and the Ace of Pentacles comes together, and it really actually also looks like the star, like this Ace of Pentacle is the star sitting above here. And there's this little birdie friend in the back, meaning like you have protection and you are guided through what you're doing and where you're going. So trust yourself. Trust what you're doing, because there's faith and there's hope and there's inspiration behind that. And that didn't come from nothing. That came from you. That came from your power. That came from your energy, your light. So trust it. Have faith in it, because there's some good, like I said, good things coming. That's Thursday, and then we have Friday being New Year's Eve. I love this, because as we tap into who we are as a star, what lights us up, right? These seeds that we've been planting, these desires, these dreams that we have. We walk into Friday, walk into this, the end of 2021 into 2022, no longer, needing the rest and, the sleep and the contemplation about what we're going to be doing and what can I do to better my future, or how am I going to build myself up, or all the doubts and the worries that we have about ourselves or about our futures, about our finances, whatever, all the things. That we can go into this new year understanding who we are, understanding, what we're going to do, and on such a more, balanced scale, where we don't need to sit here like this night and contemplate, the doubts that have been going on, and resting so we can kind of reset ourselves to get clear on this vision of the future that we see here in this stained glass window. When we're reversed like that, we see the vision. It's clear. It's here and it's for us, and it's ready for us to work with it and to do something with it. The Four of Swords. Swords is the symbol for air signs. So we're thinking Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. They are about communication, ideas, inspiration, and 4 is the number for structure and stability. So you have the structure to communicate your ideas clearly, to communicate this vision of the future that you see for yourself. You can do that. You find inspiration, and you have such a solid foundation with your inspiration, whether you know it or not, that you can build something that's a strong, long-lasting structure in your life that is going to help you maintain this understanding of who you are as a star in your life. Because, you know, it is your life and we're all just living in it, right? And you're the only one that can feel your feelings and that can experience the things that you do. So it's time for us to put better experiences, put positive feeling emotions, like as something important and as at the top of our list. So keep that in the back of your mind going into this new year. But I'm just like, I have to stop myself because I just feel so much excitement as I talk about that, because there are so many things that are unraveling. And as it's unraveling, this week is really like, last week opened up a lot, but this week is like really putting some of those puzzle pieces together and finding, it's like finding the corners. Like we have the edges, right? We have the edges of this picture, of this stained glass picture puzzle that we're making, and we're like, oh shit, I can see it. I don't know where I'm going to start, but I'm going to start putting other ones together so I can, you know, really get in touch with this full vision that I'm seeing. A little bit of a lengthy analogy, but I hope you stuck with me because it really is that. So we have, that's Friday. And then going into Saturday, we have the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands comes with a lot of energy, but first when I see him, I'm excited because that means that we're taking all this insight that we've gotten this week, all this understanding, this communication from ourselves, our higher selves, and what we're going to do. And we're excited to put our work in for our future. We're excited to get creative. We're excited to do something. And so we're out and about and we're trying to do what we can. But I will say caution, because knights are known for being extremes, and the Knight of Wands is just like, you know, he graduated from being a page and he's like got his new duty to be a knight, and he just ran out the gate. Like there is not a war going on, but he is out there ready to fight and fight anybody that comes in his path and kind of stop him, that's going to stop him from winning this war, when there's not exactly a war going on right now anymore. We've soothed that inside ourselves. What we need to do with that energy is just apply it in a way that's going to be helpful. And so what's going to be helpful is apply it to breaking through and, you know, fighting with anything that we feel is resistance within ourselves. So say we're trying to commit to self-discipline and commit to ourselves and commit to the plan that we have in place. And so maybe we're going to change up our morning routine, and in the morning we're going to meditate for 10 minutes a day. And at the beginning of that, there's a lot of resistance. Your body's not used to it. Your mind is still maybe operating second and your body's operating first. So there's a not wanting to do that. And so today, what's going to be the best way to get in touch with this energy is using this creative energy to push through that resistance and make yourself meditate anyways, right? Does that make sense? Or like maybe we don't meditate for 10, we meditate for 15, and we push it a little bit, and we push our boundaries, we push our talents in a way that's helpful, that shows us our strength, that can get us back in touch with our confidence, because it's a fire sign. So fire signs are about confidence. They are about strength. They are about their power. They are about learning what their energy is and how they can use it and manipulate it to create a life that's going to benefit them in the best way, right? Because this Knight is filled with orange. He's got armor on and he's got this yellow dress over his armor. So there's happiness, there's creativity, there's joy, there's definitely passion in this card, as well as protection. So if you are protecting yourself properly and using your energy in the best way, you're going to see a lot of growth from this day. But if you use this energy to argue with people, to, you know, start fights, or to just, you know, spark some type of anywhere you go, you've kind of lost it. And that's where we're going to know to kind of bring it back into focus and center back in on what we're doing, because this focus is going to be best put on ourselves than worrying about what other people are doing, what, you know, whatever, you know. And then we end our week Sunday January 2nd with the Page of Cups. So I love that because as we have all this energy coming together, ultimately it's opening us up to love, unconditional love for ourselves, for others, for our work, for our dreams. It's opening us up to connecting with our dreams in a deeper way, to really look at the work that we put in and the energy that we apply to our dreams, and how can we make that a more fulfilling experience? How can we feel more feelings when we're doing it? And it's not just work we're putting in to do work, it's work that we're putting in to help us grow, that we feel excited about, that makes us feel joy, that we can't wait to express and share, the ideas that we get when we do this. So it's I feel like a very inspirational day. So pay attention to, because pages are messengers of the court. And you might receive messages today about your dreams, about your feelings, about your emotions from other people. You could receive them yourself in your own work, in meditation, maybe we're journaling, and you get an understanding and an insight. But pay attention to what might come in to your environment today. He's got a blue hat or like scarf on his head. And that's meaning that you can trust your ideas and the intuition that you receive, or the messages, right, that you get, because it's blue. So blue means intuition, it means clarity, it means understanding. So trust where you're guided today and what the universe is calling you to open up to, because it's really going to help put you on the right path to claiming this vision to your future. Pages are also about learning. They're excited to learn for the court. So you're at the beginning of this process for, your path and what you're doing, this new adventure you're on. So learn to enjoy the adventure and learn to just get into it and do whatever you can with it. It doesn't have to be perfect right away, but you're learning, you're testing your strengths, you're getting new skills. So allow yourself to have fun and kind of tap into that childlike energy again when you're a child and you learn how to play a new sport for the first time and you're so excited and you want to learn all the different positions, right? Take that same interest and that same inspiration and apply it to this new endeavor that you're working on, and you will see it spark, you will see it spark, and I guess I'm gonna go with the word spark. It's the only one that keeps popping up. So much brighter than it would be if you just applied yourself to checking all the boxes off the checklist, right? There's water in the background, so slow and steady wins the race. For it to be a long, substantial, secure thing, the journey, the longer the journey it takes to get there, the stronger it is for it to stand on. Something that happens quick and fast, it probably will have the same ending where it will end quick and it will end fast. So be intentional about what you're putting in, the energy that you're putting in, the feelings, the love that you're putting in, and allow it to just all connect together and create something deeper and more cohesive for you to hold on to. Wow, that got deep there at the end. And even at the bottom here, we have the Knight of Cups. So we have the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the High Priestess, the Knight of Cups, High Priestess, Nine of Cups, and Justice. So we're seeing justice for the things that we want, the things that we wish for in our manifestations, but we have to trust our knowing of what those are and have faith that the love that we seek is coming in and that our dreams are being received and brought to us by this little Prince Charming on his horse. That's the universe coming in to give us what we desire. That's amazing. And then the Oracle card we have is Break the Chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future, 100%. That's what this beginning of the week is all about. The Seven of Wands and the death here. That we're breaking the chain, we're stopping that. We're breaking the generational trauma, we're stopping the ancestral patterns. We are not, putting ourselves, we're not being another wheel in the cog. I think that's how it goes, of life. We're doing something different and we're doing something that makes us feel good and that we know we can succeed and be successful at. And even if that doesn't even have to apply to a job or our work. I'm saying it does because I see Pentacles here and that's what Pentacles is about, but it could just be you starting a new hobby that makes you feel good, and maybe it's different from everybody else. Maybe you want to be a tarot reader and everybody in your life is very spiritual and very religious, and being a tarot reader is not their thing. But you're gonna do it for you because it makes you happy at the end of the day, and it makes you wake up with a smile on your face. Something like that. And rewriting the future goes along with this Four of Swords that we see here. So I love it. It's going to be a very inspirational week. I don't see it being anything like big challenges that are coming, things that we're going to have to face head on. It's just going to be the resistance we feel is our ability to surrender to what we really want and what we really desire, and our ability to allow our true selves to come forward and not worry about anything else. And today, so this week, we have true manifestations are powered by service and love. So how can you be a service to yourself and show yourself more love to the things that you want to manifest, the stuff that you're bringing in, the life that you're building? Apply more love and service to it. Apply more love to your life and watch the love flow in. That's where I'm going to leave it. I love you guys. I hope you have a happy new year. I cannot wait to see what 2022 has for us. If you'd like to know more about me, what I have going on, you can check out my website. That's ashleyrose.com. Maybe you want a reading. The info for that is there. Otherwise, I will see you next week with the daily tarot readings. And I love you guys so much.